in this space. In Jesus' name, be glorified. We love you. Amen. Amen. Chantill Fisher Greer. So, life scalers, we are back. I'm like into it. So, we are back again. Season 4 is called Alignment is for the Assignment. I've been having guests this season, and today is like no other. I would like to introduce to you a very dear friend of mine, Chantill Fisher Greer. She is a real estate broker with Keller Williams Realty. I've known her since I said I was going to do the math before we got started, but I've known her since you were how I was about 15, 17. I was about 17 years old. So
So I ain't do the math, but I know it was 1989.
1989.
1989, 1990.
Okay.
That's, yep,
Okay.
that's about when we met.
We've been knowing each other a long, long time.
A long time.
So I'm thankful for that. I was just out of high school. I graduated in '87. I was just out of high school. You were in high
High
school.
school.
She was in a high school. So this season, it's about just connecting with the people who are in my life because I don't have a whole lot of people in my life, and I'm on assignment, and I understand that the people who are in my life are assigned and they are aligned with what I'm doing, where I am, and where I'm going. So I just want to talk to them, and I want y'all to get to know
Well,
them.
I appreciate you for inviting me and having me here in your space that you created, and I'm just excited to be a part of it.
I am too, Shan. Like I love one of the things about Shan. Like no, for real, because people be like not being in people's life because of the differences.
Yes,
Because you're so different, and we think that people are supposed to be just like us. And how boring would that be, really, if everybody was like us?
absolutely. That's
And
why we all have different opinions because we different people.
yeah,
Yep,
we see life
yep,
differently. Like we move differently,
yep.
and and what I appreciate is that we don't have to be the same. We actually, me and Shannon are almost polar opposites, and
So opposite.
and so we,
So opposite.
but I have learned that your family, okay, I've learned because Shannon is family to me, right? She's the family I chose. I get to choose.
Yep,
We choose. We
yep.
choose each other, and so I've learned that your family is the place where you exercise your faith muscles.
Mm,
That's where you get to. That's where you get to work it out and see what's good.
mm.
And you get to strengthen them because, like, one thing in particular, I'm talking about. Sharon wanted to go see Joyce Myers, right? She's a huge fan of Joyce Myers,
Yes,
and I
ma'am.
love that for her. And I am too. I just don't really watch her, so I don't know if that makes me a fan or not. But my mother loved her, right? And so she wanted to go early this year. I've been locked in, but I know that the season is changing, and you got to be there for the people who there for you. That's real. And so Shannon is always there for me, like a good friend, and she wanted to go, and I was like, okay, we going. I held my breath probably up until a couple days before because I was like, I knew I was going, but I just know what it was gonna look like. And so I was so excited to be there because she was like a kid, so happy to see and Joyce, and she dropped some good gems.
For sure she did. So just I became a fan of Joyce Meyer just doing this faith walk that I'm doing right now,
Uh-huh.
and she just popped up on my YouTube, and I just started. It was just very practical, common things that I could apply to my life to make a difference, and that is
Hmm.
what I loved about Joyce. It was practical, and it was things that I could. It was very relatable to me, so that is what really made me a big fan. I listened to her maybe for about a year, maybe I'll take that back. Maybe about 7 months,
Okay.
like on a consistent basis, and it really helped. Yeah.
Everybody, whenever I would say, everybody would be like, I love Joyce Meyer. I've been inside, and I got a few people that I follow, but I know she's always been sound. So
Hmm.
it was a good experience.
And she reminded me of myself.
No doubt.
She reminded me of myself because she had to transform a lot, like a lot of the things that she struggled with. I struggled with those, and some just to hear her say that and where she is right now made me like, okay, you're not crazy. Okay, ain't nothing wrong with you. You just got to work through some things. So
That's good because we all are working through some things.
yeah.
And I am a firm believer, have built a whole life around small, seemingly insignificant changes. Make small changes
It makes a huge
that's
difference.
doable. We be trying to conquer the world in one leap, in a single bound. But we are like superheroes. Like the world has programmed us to be like we gotta be superheroes
Yep.
on our game, on top of everything
All
all the
all the
time,
time.
from the rising of the sun to the good. Like we gotta
Yep.
be on.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
And I remember when I was in real estate, um, I was working with some guys, and it was like they were the whole industry it was like drill sergeants,
Mm-hmm.
right? Go go go, grind grind grind, no days off. And if you do take a little time off for yourself, to care for yourself, or just to breathe, it's like you lazy.
Yep.
The world looks at you like that. So I love how you've maintained and are maintaining the integrity of who you are, but you still get it. You in the thick of things in the real estate business.
I am, and I have to give myself permission to take that time off because I am that person where if I'm not working or doing something, I feel lazy. I feel like I'm not working towards my potential. But God said you should rest. He don't want you doing all that you be doing. And I'm just figuring that out. So I gave myself permission to just recently sleep to 10 o'clock because I'm up early. And I gave myself permission yesterday to not do nothing, and I was okay with it. And typically, that would kind of give me a like, oh, you're not using your time wisely. You need to be doing this. You need to be doing that. Nope, I don't.
That's how this world
Work.
programs us.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, in this alignment season in my life, that I've realized that we are body, mind, and spirit, and we have to care for each part of our being. And if
Yes.
we neglect or overrun or wear down
Mm-hmm.
one part or ignore completely another part, we're misaligned
Yes.
within ourselves. And when something in you is misaligned within you, it shows up. There's not a peace that comes with that. You're always trying to put the piece together. When resting is for God is so wise. Like, let me tell you, anything that the enemy says, that the devil says, or this world says, I'm gonna say that this world says,
Mm-hmm.
it's probably direct opposite of what God says.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel my most powerful when I am aligned, when I am mind, body, and soul and
Yeah,
spirit,
yeah,
right? When I'm doing all the things, you know what I
yeah.
mean? And it's true when one of those things, if my diet is off, I feel weird. It's like okay, let me get back on the right track. So for sure, alignment is like
The
key.
key.
It's key.
I'm so glad that you said, because keys open doors. Like, what alignment has come to mean for me, because even when I started this season, like, I am living out a journey. I'm living out a real time,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because I'm going somewhere, and y'all gonna see it, and y'all going with me. That's the truth, because success leaves clues, right? Success leaves clues, and my challenge was, you see these people that are really really successful in life,
Mm-hmm.
and you hear about some of their journeys, but people, they not that they forget, a lot of people don't talk about the journey and the struggles.
Because it's not pretty. It's the struggle is it's not something that you want to display to the world that you haven't. You just pop up and you there, and that's what people want to see. And I don't think people well, that's part of my authenticity is that I want to show you the hard part. I don't want you to think I just made it here. It's been
it,
difficult.
it is a real live work, and I threw that word out in the pot, the struggle. But I have learned this in this season, literally within the past couple months, that there is a difference between struggle and sacrifice.
Mm.
I want to breathe that in,
Mm.
because these have been like the most challenging couple years of my life.
Mm.
And but I went into it on purpose. I went into it and I said, God, I believe that I can create my great. I
Mm.
believe that if I align, because he had me write a book about it, and I couldn't unknow it. Like, I
Mm.
wrote a book about something that I had never lived before, and then in my time of need, I utilized that book as a resource.
And that's amazing to me that you wrote a book before, like he gave you the whole vision. You wrote the book, wasn't really confident in the book.
I didn't even really try to sell it that much.
And when I see that, that's encouraging to me because I already knew God was real, but to see it in real time with somebody who I know, you know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? So that part for me was like, wow,
For me
like
too.
like you wrote a book before you even like got here. Like it was destined. That's like the promises, you know what I mean? The vision, the things that he has for us. It's I always say it's crazy, but it's not.
It's wild. It's beyond our wildest
It
imagination,
is. It's
though.
the mysteries of God, like the
Mm.
mysteries. You know what I mean?
Oh, I love that. So Chantel, Mister, we're gonna stay there for a moment. Chantel is she's a friend of mine that we end up talking on the phone. We be talking on the phone. I always go get my Bible. I be like, oh, let me see what did God say about that. Um, and God just said something about that today. Oh, let me share. Can I share? Can I share? And so we always end up going to the Bible. So I'm gonna pause for one moment because this morning I was driving in um to the studio, to the Energy Enhancement Center. And as I was driving in, I felt some things in my heart, and I'm like, I may want to go to my Bible because God said some real good things to me this morning, and I didn't have my Bible. I looked at it, thought about it, and kept moving. So I did have the unction to. So when I got the desire in my car, like maybe I should have a Bible, I called Shannon and asked her to bring her Bible. So we're not gonna stay here long, but she's my friend. So this what she brought. I'm sorry, Spotify. If you can't see this, but go to YouTube and check out the visual for this Bible. I asked my friend to bring a Bible. We were doing an interview for about a half an hour long. She brought her Bible, but this is her Bible.
That's my
So
Bible.
I feel that. But you said the mysteries of God. I'm gonna share something. The mysteries of God. I have read and learned recently that mystery comes from two words. There's a, a a Greek word that is non-biblical and then a Greek word that is biblical. The non-biblical word means hidden, something hidden, and the biblical word means secrets revealed. So truth hidden, nope, uh, mystery hidden, and then nope. I have to edit some of this, I think, but it means in the non-biblical Greek it means uh, something that's hidden, but in the biblical it means truth revealed.
Okay.
Secrets hidden and mystery and truth revealed.
Okay.
Secrets hidden and truth revealed.
Okay.
Secrets hidden. It's a mystery. It's a secret that's hidden. And then in the biblical term, it means truth revealed. It took a long time to get that out, but I'm glad I got it out because it is a truth revealed. Like when we're walking around in darkness, and we like even magicians, they got secrets that are hidden. We don't know. It's a mystery. Yep. It's a mystery. But the mysteries of God are his truths revealed to us by his spirit. And the fact that Chantel talked about, because it still blows my mind that I wrote this book. Like I'm listening to it again currently because a friend of mine, Shannon, she said that she just got the book and she just heard about it. She read it and she was like, Pam, this is a really good book. It's really well written and you can tell that you really thought it through. Like I like to I like to hear the process. And she said, I like to hear the process. I was like, girl, I just yielded. I wrote that book because I gave God Josh. And I said, if you take him, I'll do whatever you want me to do. And a few years later, I got this desire to write this book. And I'm listening. Because he speaks to you from the inside of you. Greater is he that is in you. God is inside of us. And if you yield space to him, you can hear him. And I started hearing this book, and I started getting the intricacies of it, like, okay, body, mind, and spirit. Okay, create your great. I'm listening. And so I was like, okay, create your great. I came up with the title, and I was on my meditation for one time. And I was getting up, and I literally heard God say, hashtag, you don't get what you want, you get what you create. I was like, whoa. That was.
I remember that the hashtag you don't get what you want, you get what you create. But I didn't even really put it in a biblical God sense. I put it in you got to work towards what you want, right? I mean, but working towards what you want, God has to have something to do
Faith
with
without
all
works
of
is
that.
dead.
So thinking back, you don't get what you want, you get what you create. It's like, oh, okay, let me see what I can create. Let me see. Me.
See what I can create.
Yeah.
That's how create your great. Like, and what it's saying is that you have the ability, because you are created in God's image.
Yep.
You have the ability to decide to listen, not just decide what you want to do,
Yeah.
but listen.
Yeah.
Like, you create space for God, your will should be His will,
Yeah.
right? You right. That's what makes sense, because since He knows best and He's the one that created us, like, we should want what He wants, and once He tells us what that thing is, like, aha, then you can go out and create it. Because when God told me a couple years ago that I was created to speak and coach, I could have just been like, I didn't have to go invest in myself. Like, like I went balls to the wall. like I invested in myself in a big way, right? Like, I stretched myself because I felt like it was my responsibility at that point. That's what the book said. I literally have to go back and read this book from time to time, because it says that if you create space, you can hear, and when God speaks.
I think the part that you said you invested in yourself, I think people get confused with when we opening our lives to God, that God gonna do everything, and He not. Like, you gotta put some work in too. Like,
Absolutely.
you gotta get out there. You gotta make some moves, because once you start making moves, and He'll open up the doors, and He'll bring in the opportunities. But you just sitting around talking about, okay, God,
You like, okay, girl,
what you gonna do?
what you gonna do with all that I've given you?
All that I have given you. So I think people kind of think, because they, you praying, and you got this. I don't even feel like people. And this is my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
In order to actually, you gotta have a relationship, like we talk about all the time, the intimacy of it.
Yeah.
If you don't, it's a relationship.
It is.
It's like with your husband.
Yes.
You gotta really talk to God, like, in your way, not nobody else's way. However you talk to God,
exactly.
And He'll. I am a example of
I know you.
listen, how God talked to me and how me and God communicate. He be like, baby girl.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That's not no.
Let me tell you something. That, when I was writing the book, Create Your Great, I was writing it, and I was writing it, and I was writing it. And then I get to a part that was way beyond me. Like, it was, I had never lived this. It made sense. It was sound. But I had never experienced this before. And I'm like, this is way beyond me. How am I gonna write this? Everybody know me. Everybody know Pam. Pam made this deep. And so I would literally, I got a vision of it now. I close my laptop and be like, this is way too deep for me. And I literally hear God say, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I got your son. You made me an agreement.
Yep.
You said that if I take him, you would do whatever I want you to do. God will do that. And I've said that before, but this time there was too much at stake. Like, you gotta have something to risk.
Yeah.
You gotta have something like, God, if you get me out of the situation, I never do it before, and then we get back in the situation. Because what did you give up?
Yep.
What did you put on the altar? What's your skin in the game? My son. And I knew he had him. Like, he had showed up in his life differently. Like, I knew he had him. It's not even articulatable, right? But I saw God's hand on his life. And when God said, well, I don't know what to tell you, all I would think about is, well, if I don't do it, is he gonna go back on his word? He has every right to, because I brought this agreement to the table. So I went forth and I did it. And I'm telling you, I'm so thankful now, because it has been the greatest resource in me understanding. I'm an avid reader. I've been reading all my adult life. But my book has been a game changer for me. And it had to be for me first. I thought I was writing this book for my son, that like, when I'm not here, because he don't listen, right? When I'm not here, at least he'll have some words.
That's a different podcast.
That's a whole different conversation. Like, he say he listen, he just don't do what I ask. So, you know what I'm saying? So I get that part, because I was married, and my husband would say, my ex-husband would say, she don't listen. I'd be like, I do listen, but I just choose to do something different. So I understand that is a real thing. And so I thought I was writing to him. When I'm not here, you'll have these words. You'll have them for your children's, because it's really good information. But after I wrote it, I ended up needing it for myself. God was like, you got to show them that it's real now. and I didn't understand it then. I was trying to save myself. I'm like, I'm just gonna take my advice because I said if you create space that nothing outside you determines your greatness. If you align your body, mind, and spirit, that greatness is inevitable. I said it. So now here I am with a choice to do it.
Yeah.
And I could not
do it.
I could not do it. You
Yeah,
know, I
I
could
get
not
that.
do it.
Yeah.
So it's like because nothing was stopping me at that time. Like I felt like if God had me, I was gonna be had. I was in my 50s. I had been married twice. My son was an adult. Nothing was stopping me,
Mm-hmm.
and so I was positioned to make a choice. Take this advice that you wrote this sound, or keep doing what you've been doing.
Mm.
So you really can create your great.
It's so easy to keep doing what you've been doing.
It's comfortable.
It's very
This is hard.
It's so hard.
But it is a sacrifice that I was willing to wait because I got a strong mind. I take care of my body, my mind, and my spirit. And I say that your life is your responsibility.
Yeah.
And in the challenging parts, when life gets hard, that's the opportunity for growth. Because if you never bumping up against nothing, if a knife is never up against another knife, it can't get sharp. Ain't no resistance. You ain't building the muscles. You're not getting stronger. You just like meandering through this life.
Mm-hmm. What I've learned is that I used to look at my life as being hard or struggle, and why my life got to be so hard, why people got it so easy. And just recently, I have learned one, the way that I was brought up, the trauma kept me in a certain survival type mode that I'm always in survival, but I don't have to be in survival mode. So just getting out of that energy of no, you can. I had to deprogram basically myself on
Absolutely.
those traumas and those survival skills that I'm so used to, and I used to hate it. But now when I look back, I'm like, oh, it helped me in my real estate career, right? Because I can code switch real quick.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? If I need
if
to,
you need to,
and
rather not, but
I don't want to, but when I do, things happen and deals get closed.
Come on.
So I used to look at it as like a negative, but now I appreciate it. But I still want to deprogram myself from the survival because I still got a little bit of that. I mean, that's how I've been on my own since I was 13. So just you know, making grown decisions at 13. I didn't have the childhood or the things that people be like, oh, you got a teenage daughter, didn't you? No, I did not. I didn't do that. I was grown. I was laid up with a man.
Yeah.
So making decisions because I didn't have nowhere to go. I knew if I made the wrong decision, I could be out in the street.
Yeah.
Statistically, I should have 4, 5, 6 kids, 7 kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Living in. So the deprogramming for me this season has been
powerful.
Yes.
I see the power in your life.
Yes.
Because I remember when you were not 13, but 17,
16, 17, yeah.
Living with a guy.
Yes.
Who ultimately became our husband.
Yeah.
Like, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, that don't happen.
Yeah.
So, and we could stay there, but I want to talk about that. The fact that, like, statistically, like, y'all shouldn't have still been together.
Well, statistically, he wasn't even my type, to be quite honest, because I was used to dating older men. I needed somebody to take care of me. So if you I needed, I need stuff and I need you to buy it.
Yeah.
And he wasn't that type. He was like my get high buddy, if I can
okay.
say that.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. So to say.
And we just was friends. And it's crazy because when he tell a story, he's like, this old dude sent for me. So this guy sent for me to come visit him in Minnesota. I went with him for a week, came back, and for whatever reason, when my husband name is Larry, for everybody, when we saw each other, he was like, I missed you. And I was like, it was crazy because I had just got back. I was like, you know what? I missed you too. And that's all she wrote. We've been together since 1993.
Wow.
Yep.
That's 31
years.
31 years.
We've been married. We'll be married 25 years in February
Wow.
So yeah, it was different. We moved together in 1994,
Okay.
and yeah,
That's all she wrote.
that's all she wrote. Yeah, and
Interesting.
people ask me that, but so we got together so young. I feel like we grew up together,
You did.
and we kind of learned together where I don't know if relationships of people want to learn together now because everybody want to do it their way. A lot of women are very uh, successful and powerful without having somebody. So when a man come in
Mhm.
to kind of, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
I think that was our key, that we were so young that we didn't have any defense mechanisms to say, you're not going to tell me what to do. You're not going to do this. You're not going to do that.
That's good. No, that's really, really good because some people say, that you automatically just grow apart, and sometimes that does happen.
We grew
But
apart a lot of times. We had to I say restart the fire in our marriage at least 5 times, 6 times.
I love that.
Girl, yes.
But the fact that you said that we didn't have our defense mechanism set up, because children are the most honest. Like that's what we're our most truest self when we're babies and young adults before the world has a chance to reprogram us into having all these defense mechanisms. You got to do, you got to be this, and if he don't have this, then he ain't this, or if she ain't doing this, like, yeah. So that's really good. But the fact that you all said that you had to restart it about 5 times, that's really good
For
because
sure.
people don't know how. Like, you gotta have some. That's the staying power. What would you say? Like has that been the secret to it? Because
And
marriages don't work a lot.
and willing to do the work that is involved in creating a new relationship, because we couldn't be the same people that we were in 1993 and 2000, 2013. Like, we grew as people, life happened, things happened, and we had to start over. And so just being able to forget what happened in the past
Mm-hmm.
and be willing to start
Mm-hmm.
anew
Mm-hmm.
is mature, and it takes a lot of work, but you gotta be willing to do the work.
It That's like spiritual to me. No, really, because it means that your heart is tender.
Yes.
Because God is in our hearts, right? And when your heart is open to love, because God is love.
Yeah.
When your heart is open to love, then that is spiritual to me, because your mind, body, mind, spirit, your mind will tell you, no, he did, she did, we'll wipe the bam, right? And I can't get past it. I can't never forget it. I can't never, because your mind is stuck, right? That's where the spiritual, that's where the spiritual comes in.
Yeah.
What God can breathe on and be like, this can be all new.
Yep.
According to your faith be it unto you. As a man thinketh, so it's, if you say it's new, it's new.
Down to when
I love that.
so we were together in 94, then I bought a condo in 99, and we were breaking up. Like, we were sorting out things in the apartment. I remember my mother and my sister was there sorting out. We sorting out towels, pots, pans, all the things that he gonna get his half, I'm gonna get my half.
Yeah, that's right.
And until he found whatever he was gonna do at that particular time, he came to the condo. And then just one night we had, like, surrender. You gotta surrender. Like, we both surrendered to each other. And then that's how we decided to get married in 2000. So we got married in 2000. So it was a whole different relationship. That had passed. Now we on to something new, right?
I love that for you.
Just even
For
recently,
both of you.
we had to revamp because now we got these kids.
Okay.
And kids
So,
can,
so somebody gave them to y'all?
girl, listen.
Look,
I don't know
y'all
how
you
they
got these kids
got
right
these
like that, like they
kids.
just showed up. They just showed up.
And kids will definitely be a um, nudge in your marriage.
Okay.
And we had to revamp again because, them
I
his
love.
girls. And he want to be for his girls, but I'm your wife. So, it was a lot. It was a lot of tension. And then we had to come to an agreement with that. So it's just a lot of work. It's a lot of sacrifice. It's a lot of surrendering. It's a lot of, he like to say, being a bigger person when you want to say something, but saying that's not going to help. So
Yeah.
just keeping it inside.
Yeah.
So we do a lot of that. A lot of that.
Well, listen. It's working.
Mm-hmm.
It's working well. Like, and I want to say that because some people just don't get a chance to speak their piece and they hold in a lot of stuff. I know that that's not the case in your marriage.
Mm-mm.
I know that y'all have hard conversations,
Very difficult conversations.
very difficult conversations, and I love that for you.
Yes.
Like I've been married twice, and people ask me if I'm gonna do it again. My heart just got open to it. Um, it literally just got open to it. And when I say my heart is open to it, like ain't no actions, my mind ain't on it. You know what I'm saying? But your heart has to open first because that's where God is. And I asked him to open my heart because I knew that there was not space in there for anything uh, except for my assignment. And that's what he wanted me for a season. I just focused on my assignment and still am. But I have asked God to open up a space. So my heart is a little open again. My mind is not there yet because I can't even imagine what it looks like, and I would need to see something, I think. So but I do have I have created, and we talk you're familiar with my crown covenant, right? So in this season of my life, being open and single and purposeful, I have created a covenant for my life. And the covenant for me is a standard because people ask me from time to time, well, what is it that you're looking for? What is it that you're looking for? Nothing. I'm not looking for anything. I really do feel like I am loved beyond, like, inexplicably. I believe that I can never be more loved than I am right now. I feel that because my soul is loved by the love of my soul. But I do know that I want to experience some things with someone, right? And they can add value, add love, but I won't feel more love than I am now. Does that make sense?
It does make sense because I tell people who are single, who looking for or idolize my husband, our relationship is like definitely it's a lot of work, but learn who you are, get to know who you are, love yourself, work on yourself. Because I always say, if the right man came and tapped you on your shoulder, you wouldn't be able to identify them because you got so much stuff going on. So you in a good place.
Yeah.
To I don't know. I don't want to speak prematurely, but a lot of us are looking for someone to love us, and we don't even really love ourselves.
It's true. But that's why I'm here. I'm here. I'm here to help with that. I'm here to help people love themselves.
You gotta love yourself first, because if you do that, you'll have higher standards, values, core. Like you can spot the red flag without going through 2-3 years of a relationship. You just know it and be like, okay, that's not it. Let me move on.
One conversation, one interaction for me is, and I'm telling you, and it ain't that I think I better. I just be like, oh, there's no alignment here, and I've learned to say there's no alignment here. Yes. I don't know why there is no alignment here,
and that's okay. And I think a lot of us just don't to do the. It's just hard to do the work. It's a lot of being uncomfortable.
So here's the thing about that. I want, because we talked about that earlier. I said it was a difference between struggle and sacrifice. When I came into this, I knew that the Bible says to present your body as a living sacrifice. Like, and so the sacrifices back in the Old Testament were burnt offerings. They used to be set on fire, yes. Right? And so God is saying, set yourself on fire and watch and let people watch you burn for me. Like, that's what I get out of that. And so I feel like I am a sacrifice. And once I got into it more, like, God really does want what's best for us.
For sure.
And the more I trust him, the more he shows me that I can. And I wouldn't want to do anything else because to be able to, because this is what I've learned about hard stuff. If you don't do the hard stuff, everything else becomes hard. Like, your life is hard if you're not willing to do some hard things. Because life is not easy, but you get to choose your hard if you get ahead of it. If you make the choice that I'm going to determine the hards in my life, for the most part, choose to take care of yourself, choose to eat the better things, right? Because in these United States, the Food and Drug Administration, that's a real thing. And the food is requiring you to have their drugs. They work hand in hand. The food is making us sick.
Yep.
And so choose to make better choices for yourself. This is never about perfection. This is about making choices, hard choices. Why? Because we grew up on bad stuff. And so your body be wanting the bad stuff. You know, it just wants it. because you've given it to her for so long. And so it's like taking a pacifier from a baby. She like, give me my pacifier. Like, I want my pacifier. You know what I'm saying? What is it? That's how we show up when we can't get the stuff we want, or either we just get it because we're grown. We just give it to ourselves, and then because our body is a part of our being, our body rejects it, and our body don't show up for us the way we want our body to show up.
Absolutely.
So the hard stuff is the hard stuff, but we built for hard stuff. I'm thankful for that because I didn't know that initially. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just don't want to do the hard things, but I'm telling you, you lean into the hard stuff, your life will be everything you want it to be.
For sure, it's an opportunity to learn a lesson. Like, I never really looked at like what kind of lesson am I gonna learn from this, right? So just shifting my perspective on why my life gotta be so hard to, okay, God, this happened. What am I supposed to learn from this? What am I supposed to take from this? How can I be better from this situation? I look back at a very difficult time in my life on a real estate investment where it like literally had me have a nervous breakdown almost. Like literally, I walked into the doctor's office and fell to my knees. I'm like, I can't. It was so challenging, and it took me years to get over that. But when I look back now, so I believe when God say everything is working together for my good, I take that. Anything happen to me, I be like, okay, God, this is working together for my good. What am I supposed to get out of this? Because when I look back at that situation, it's how I became the agent that I am right now.
Yeah, for sure.
It was definitely a lesson that I need to learn. I'm so thankful for right now. The person that actually had something to do with that, if I saw him today, I could literally be like, have a conversation with him and not feel any type of hate or any type of anything towards him. Like, I'm thankful for that. So it made me into who I am as far as an agent right now.
That's okay. Well, listen, I don't know how long we've been, so I want to talk about you and your agency.
Okay.
So you are a real estate broker.
Yes.
With
Keller Williams Preferred in Orland.
Okay. How long you been selling real estate?
Okay, I got two answers for that. So I've had my license since 2000.
Okay.
So that's 24 years.
Okay.
I have been selling real estate full time for 5 years.
Okay.
So I started off, with the company. I was with them for a little while, just kind of figured. I linked up with a lender who were feeding each other leads, and I'm like, man, I'm giving them all this money. I was trying to buy a house. I was like, this ain't working. I ain't making no deals. Let me go to a boutique company. So then I went to a little company that.
Wait, let's pause for a moment because all of that's in there.
It is. I don't know what you did. What did we do? Just pause.
Yeah, we just pause right there and let them finish that, and then I just take this whole section out and I ask you about you selling real estate again.
Okay. Okay.
Because it got thick. Yeah. I thought it was coming in here.
Yeah.
Okay. So you sell real estate?
I do. With Keller Williams Preferred. Okay. Been selling real estate I've had my license since 2000. Okay. Part-time, full-time, part-time, full-time, but consistently full-time for the last 5 years. Okay. And I was with a lender who was feeding each other leads, and I left that company, went to a company where I could get 100% of my commission. And actually, I got back in the real estate game when the market crashed in 2008. Ooh. Yeah, so from 2000 to 2008.
Are you a thug?
Yeah.
You a thug.
And my husband
people was like, running.
Yeah. My husband was like, if you can get through this, you can get through anything. So what we going through right now, like, I laugh.
Nah, for real. That's some gangster stuff.
It was very challenging back then, and the market is shifting and doing things different, correcting itself. But yeah, I've been full time for the last 5 years, and actually just a shameless plug. Keller Williams is amazing as far as it's not just about selling real estate. They are very huge on mindset and limiting beliefs, because you are only as good as who you think you are.
Absolutely.
You are only as powerful and successful of who you think you are, your own self-image.
I'm a whole alignment coach for that very reason.
Right. So their whole mission and motto culture is about limiting beliefs and changing your mindset on who you can become as an agent or as an individual. So the classes that I take with them are not necessarily focused on real estate, but it's just about becoming a better person. And I love that. So
That's
it is
everything
it's an alignment on who
on who
I'm
you
trying to
are
be
and
right
who you
now.
try to become. Because
Correct.
if it was all about real estate and only the grind, then you would be misaligned
For sure.
because you work there and you spend a lot of your time there, and you do need what you believe to be true and what you're doing for a living to all be a part of your purpose
Absolutely. Yeah.
and your whole belief system. So yeah, that's everything.
When I pray for that, I pray for alignment. I was like, just align me. You know what I mean? With and KW was like right on. I was with Berkshire.
I remember.
I left Berkshire and I thought I made a mistake with KW, but how he came back when he knew that I made a mistake and what they offered me to be like, no, you didn't make a mistake. You're in the right place, and I'm gonna do this for you to show you that you're in the right space. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna be. I like it here, and I can. If you do what they tell you to do, just like if you do what God tell you to do, you'll be successful.
It'll work.
It will definitely work.
It works.
I was able to get. I took a 6-week class they had for free called Ignite, and I was able to get 3 transactions just by doing what they told me to do. And I was like, there's something to this. And
clearly.
Very clearly.
Clearly.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just the avid
Okay,
believer.
pause for 1 second because this is listen, we're in a hood. Clearly. I mean, we're not, but we are, I guess. Like, things happen with God. We just say, peace be still.
Yes.
Peace be still, because that's never happened before. Peace be still. It's peace be still.
It was something that needed to be said that God didn't want somebody.
Okay.
But yeah, it's been very
we wrapping it up, but I feel
it's been great. Like I can't. People call me all the time and be like, "Hey, you want to come to this brokerage?" No. When I really knew I was at the right spot is during the pandemic. Is that they had morning huddle sessions every day.
Okay.
To get us through, it was different for everybody. It
was
a lot going on, and they just did not talk. They helped us with our mind. They brought these coaches in, these life coaches, like the very successful top producers in KW, just to talk to us to get us through, and that's
everything.
That was amazing
to me. That is because so many people. This is as far as alignment is concerned. This is one of the reasons I had you, because I know that you're doing what you love. It's purposeful. Your clients' goals are your goals. Like that's a real thing.
Specialize in results.
Show you right. and there is a lot of alignment, and I've seen the journey that you have been on. Like I've known you since you're about 15 years old, around that age, and I'm so thankful because the you have to, when you're on this faith walk, what you do for a living, part of the alignment is making sure that it is where God wants you to be. And if God has you somewhere, he's going to make sure that your soul is cared for too. That's wild. Like everybody don't get that. That's not how people go to work. People hate what they do, right? Like they have to do it. It's begrudgingly. And the fact that you have entered into a space that you love, you are making a change, an impact in the world. Your clients love you. Your clients love you. I mean, that's like you. I remember we had a conversation because I was a busybody. I'm not so much no more, but I was a busybody, and I would offer advice and people didn't ask me for my opinion. And I left a message on Shan's voicemail because I listened to her voicemail. And she's like,
your goals are my goals. I specialize in results.
And I said something about, no, your goals are not, their goal is not their goal. Like I don't even know her business. I'm all in her business telling her what's not in her. And she was like, no. And she thought about it.
I did.
And so I'm thankful because I'm not doing anymore, because what I say a lot of time holds a lot of weight, and I don't want nobody changing based on what I think and what I feel. So thank you for your grace and allowing me to overstep. Then I'll try not to do it no more. But I called her and I said that it didn't sound right or something like that, and she thought about it and she came back and she was like, no, their goals are my goals, and I specialize in results. Period.
That's it. I treat their business like it's my business. If you want to buy a house, we're gonna buy a house.
Yeah.
If you want to sell a house, we're gonna sell your house, and we're gonna do it with its less stress, and we're gonna make sure that everybody win. If it's win-win or no deal with me. Like, I'm not going to manipulate and be doing all this and that to try to get a deal. It's win-win for me. That's another thing that I like about KW. It's win-win or no deal. Everybody winning.
So I don't even know if we ever talked about that before, but before I retired from real estate, that was my motto. I create win-wins. Yeah. I create win because you can. Like when I first started in the industry, like it was they side and our side. We were against each other.
Yes.
And that's how I was trained.
Yes.
And so to be able to come up with a mindset like, no, everybody can win here because we all got the same goal. The numbers are the numbers.
I don't. That's still present today with deals. That's how some agents work, but I don't work like that.
I know that's
and
right.
I don't structure my business like that. If I have to do that, then it's not for me.
Oh,
Yeah, because and I don't have a problem saying, you know what, we just. I had asked this one guy. I was like, "Do you think we're a good fit?" Like, what you think? That's what he asked me. I said, "No, I think you probably need to get another agent."
Yeah, yeah.
Because I'm not about to deal with that.
Yeah,
it's just it was too much, and then no.
Our money ain't good money for real, and there's no alignment here. Like that's for real language. And once I see it, I don't owe no explanation.
None whatsoever.
If there's no alignment, then we misalign.
That's it.
I love that. Shan, is there anything else that you want to say? Where can people find you on the socials?
Always my name, Chantill Fisher Greer. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook at just my name,
Chantill Fisher Greer.
That's it.
So at the Scales of Life podcast, I know you listen. You're a life scaler. You're a life scaler. We have what's called an altar call, and the altar is a place of restoration. It is a place of healing. It's a place of forgiveness. You can let things go and give up to God the things that you no longer want. And so I like to offer you the opportunity. If you like, you can leave something at the altar.
Do I have to say it out loud or can I?
Nope. We say it out loud.
You gotta say it out loud.
So I'll go first.
Okay.
I didn't really think that I had anything to give up, and I wasn't gonna bring this up. I'm not gonna bring it up because I just want God to do it because He said I want to see what it looks like. So I'm gonna leave at the altar because I do have an idea. Not that all people are supposed to think like me, but when I do see the people ways that they think a little bit different from me, I pause. Sometimes I'll be like, huh, what is going? Right? And so I want to leave that at the altar, that pause, because God will show you who's, if there's not supposed to be in your life, they're not going to be in your life, not because of you all think differently. Because if everybody thought the same, there's no need for the other person, right? So I want to leave that pause at the altar because I trust God and I trust what He's doing in this season in my life. Like some days I know what it is, some days I don't, but I don't want to pause now. I want to go full speed ahead. No pause. And if you don't have anything that you want to, but
I mean, I want to leave my children.
That's a good place for them.
I want to leave them there.
I want to let God have them. That's a good place for them. Yeah. Thank you so much, Shan. Thank you for that. That was perfect. All right, life scalers, until next time, let's balance this thing out so we can scale for real. Peace. Yay! I feel good about it. So that was 53 minutes. We're going to have a good 45 minutes episode.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that for us. And I'm not going to do a whole lot of editing.
Okay.
Only thing you got to be careful is that.
Yeah.
I did turn all the stuff off. There's a circulation that goes on in here, but you see the mics pick up everything. Ain't this a cool? Ain't this a cool podcast system?
Yes, this is nice. So you bought this off Amazon?
Yes, baby. Look.
Nice.
I bought it all separate. I bought the mic stand.
Nice. It's real nice.